The best 4K 120Hz TV options are a great way to give your £5 or Xbox Series X setup a visual speed boost. While last-gen consoles stuck with 60Hz as a standard, modern systems can boost EPS and make use of faster refresh rates than ever before. In fact, if you're looking for an extra-large screen, you'll now be able to enjoy monitor-grade specs without picking up a desktop screen. Not all the best gaming TV options boast 120Hz 4K abilities, but you now don't have to pick up a high refresh rate monitor to enjoy faster visuals. To actually take advantage of faster console refresh rates, you'll need a display that's armed specifically with HDMI 2.1 compatibility. Looking for the term on spec sheets is a good way to ensure the display you're looking at isn't a standard 60Hz display. That said, we always recommend double-checking a panel's capabilities before investing, as consoles like the PlayStation 5 will benefit from other adjacent features like variable refresh rate, VRR, and ALLM, auto-low latency. To help you find the right model, we've listed the top 5 best 120X 4Ks you can buy in 2023 and their key features, plus the things you need to consider to help you choose the best one for you, and as always, you can check pricing for any of these products in the description below. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Now let's get started. Number 5. LG OLED G3. The G3 OLED TV is the first flagship flat screen from LG to feature a micro-lens array (MLA) panel with advanced brightness boosting algorithms, making it 70% brighter than entry-level OLED models. Ingenious light control architecture and a 9-AB processor Gen 6 create headroom for brighter peak whites without increasing power usage, meaning pictures have incredible dynamic snap and color vibrancy. All 4 HDMI ports are Fork 120H compatible with ERC on HDMI 2. This provision makes the G3 an excellent option for console gamers. The panel supports HDR10, HLG, and Dolby Vision. Although there's no HDR10 Plus support, there's also FreeSync Premium and NVIDIA G-Sync VR support for anyone interested in hooking up a gaming PC. A dedicated game optimizer menu groups all key gaming settings together, making for an easy time when fine-tuning the TV's various settings. Available in 4 screen sizes, 55, 65 to 77, and 83-inch screen sizes, OLED 55G3, OLED 65G3, OLED 77G3, OLED 83G3. The G3 is designed to be wall-mounted, so unfortunately, no pedestal stand is included in the box. This is a pity, as you'll have to budget for some optional boots. The G3's Weebos platform has an all-new 2-page design with nested folders for easier navigation. The G3 also features advanced AI for both imagery and audio, virtual 9.12 upscaling and decoding of DTS, DTS-X, and IMAX enhanced audio. We rate the LG G3 OLED TV as a top-of-the-line model that is perfect for both gaming and box set binging, provided you can afford the lofty price point. Number 4. Sony X90J. The X90J represents the biggest update to Sony's mid-range 4K HDR range in years. The brand has been treading water somewhat and has been particularly slow to roll out the kind of high frame rate HDMI functionality next-gen gamers have been demanding. The X90J sets out to fix that. 2 of its 4 HDMI inputs support 4K 120 EPS, so that'll have you covered with any of the new-gen consoles. But rather cutely, the TV will optimize picture parameters automatically for PlayStation 5 HDR and automatically register whether the £5 is playing video content or a game. Neat! Picture clarity is outstanding thanks largely to Sony's new cognitive XR processor. This takes a rather different approach to picture processing than rivals and aims to replicate how people see objects in real life by concentrating on natural focal points in the image. The screen is divided into zones and employs AI to determine where the focal point is in the picture. It then concentrates its image processing on those parts of the picture. The only feature-based caveat is that we're still waiting for a promised firmware update that will enable VRR, variable refresh rate. The X90J uses a full-array local dimming backlight system, which is precise enough to deliver deep blacks and plenty of dimensional shadow detail. There's support for Dolby Vision 2, but not HDR10+. Still, it does warrant IMAX Enhanced certification, which can't be bad. Number 3. Samsung X95B. Gloriously slim with class-leading luminosity, this first QD OLED from Samsung is eye-catching in every sense and could be the groundbreaking new 4K 120Hz TV you've been looking for. Combining the characteristic OLED black levels with the high peak brightness and the expanded color volume of quantum dot technology, the S95B is a superb choice, particularly if you prefer to use your TV in a room with high levels of ambient light. All 4 HDMI inputs are of 2.1, and support 4K 120Hz sources, while there's also VR variable refresh rate with NVIDIA and AMD FreeSync support, plus ALLM auto low latency mode. Samsung also has a dedicated Game Hub interface. Input lag is low in game mode. We measured it at 9.6 milliseconds, 1080/60. HDMI 3 also has ERC for use with the Dolby Atmos soundbar. In addition to this HDMI quartet, there's a trio of USBs, a digital optical audio output, and Ethernet and wireless connectivity covers Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So you're well catered for no matter your setup. The smart platform of choice here is Samsung's Tizen. It has a wide variety of streaming services on tap: Netflix, Prime Video, Disney+, Apple TV+, BBC Player, to name just a few, as well as Samsung's own TV Plus IP-delivered channel service. It's also compatible with SmartThings connected devices. Of course, the key attraction of the S95B is its QD OLED panel and matching neural quantum processor. The latter uses age-driven optimization to manage sound and vision, so you don't need to think too much about it. Number 2, Sony A80J. The A80J is one of Sony's sleeper hits and is set within the second tier of their OLED range. But don't let that fool you, as it is a quality option as your next 120Hz 4K TV and a natural bedfellow for PS5s. As a premium Sony TV, the A80J comes with all the essentials. It has 4 HDMI 2.1 ports with 2 that support ALLM and VR for 4K 120Hz gaming. Gaming is fantastic on this screen thanks to the 120Hz refresh and low latency under 10 milliseconds. It only recently got a firmware update that brought VR, but its implementation isn't as seamless and smooth as that on LG or Samsung TVs. And unlike competitors, there isn't a dedicated game mode interface to fine-tune the TV's gaming settings. It boasts incredible picture quality in SDR and HDR thanks to Sony's impressive cognitive processor XR. Movies are beautifully rendered in a cinematic film that is true to the director's intent. The exceptional contrast of OLED is put to excellent use here with deep inky blacks and clear, bright highlights. It's not the brightest TV in the world, but viewing it in the daytime and in bright lights was still a pleasant experience. The A80J also supports Dolby Atmos audio on top of doing native 3D surround upscaling of any audio source going into the TV. The TV can also live scan your room to best calibrate the sound. We found the sound adequate, but like most TVs, a sound bar or sound system is recommended. Number 1, Sony XR-75X95K. The XR-75X95K is Sony's first ever TV to deploy mini LED technology. A system where using much smaller LED backlights allows far more of them to be squeezed into the TV's 75-inch screen, delivering potentially more brightness and, even more importantly, finer light controls. Controls are backed up by an impressive 600 separately controllable dimming zones. The cutting-edge screen technology is backed up by support for 4K/120Hz gaming, VR, and Dolby Vision HDR. Though the 2 gaming-specific features here only work across 2 HDMIs, not all 4. Smart features are provided by Google TV. This isn't our favorite smart system due to its rather overwhelming and sometimes dictatorial feel in home screen, but it's content-rich and easier to get on with than its Android TV predecessor. You'd never guessed this was Sony's first mini LED rodeo from its picture quality. Immediately, we were struck by how bright and colorful its images looked with both gaming and video sources, with this brightness in particular pushing comfortably beyond anything OLED screens can currently achieve. This ensures HDR pictures in particular enjoy spectacular, lifelike intensity and richness. Though over time, we also noticed how all this raw spectacle isn't coming at the expense of an appreciation for the finer things in life, such as pretty much infinitely subtle color blending and shading, excellent shadow detailing, and precious little sign of lost shading and details in the very brightest HDR picture areas. Black levels and backlight controls are mostly excellent by LCD TV standards too.